Hey there, I hope you're all having a great day. So here I am. In this video, I'm walking you through the growth marketing strategy I created for Linear's client, a collagen gummies brand. So this plan is fully actionable, data-driven, and built around how we actually scale e-commerce brands using both Meta and Google Ads, okay? So I have put a lot of thought into structuring it clearly, and I built this presentation to make it easy to follow and communicate each part of the strategy. You will find the document attached alongside the video in the email, and I'm really excited to walk you through it step by step, from the technical setup to campaign structure, audience segmentation, budget allocation, creative testing, and performance tracking lastly. So everything is clear, strategic, and ready to launch. So let's dive in. So before running any ads, the very first thing I always do is make sure the technical setup is bulletproof, okay? Without clean data and tracking, it's impossible to optimize properly, so this step is absolutely critical. Since the brief said to assume we are starting from scratch, here's what I would do to lay the foundation across Meta, Google, and Triple Whale. I'm mentioning Triple Whale here because I know you guys are working with it, all right? So now, okay, starting with Meta, I would install the pixel on all the key pages: homepage, product detail page, cart, checkout, thank you page, and make sure standard events are set up correctly. So view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, and purchase, all right? Also verifying the domain. On the Google side, I would install Google Tag Manager, connect GA4, and make sure Google Ads conversion events align with what we have on Meta, and set up enhanced conversions so we get better attribution on purchases. Also, if needed, building a standardized UTM structure for all campaigns, which makes cross-platform reporting way easier, all right? Now, here is a really important piece, especially because we are planning to run Performance Max campaigns. I would set up Google Merchant Center properly. So that includes creating and verifying the GMC account, uploading a well-optimized product feed that includes clean titles, descriptions, prices, availability, GTINs, etc. Linking the feed to the Google Ads account, and fixing any diagnostics issues like disapprovals or pricing mismatches or any data issues. Also structuring the feed to support shopping placements in Performance Max. And finally, for Triple Whale, I would make sure it's integrated with Shopify, Meta, and Google. Set up pixel and server-side tracking to get a full picture. Configure the dashboard to track all the key KPIs, including blended ROAS across platforms. So this whole setup gives me reliable tracking and full visibility from day one, which lets me make smart decisions fast and scale with confidence, okay? So, starting with the first step, campaign structure. Now, we're going to start with how I structure campaigns to set everything up for clean testing, clear insights, and scalable results, starting with Meta. All right. For our top of funnel testing campaign, I use the sales objective optimized for purchase. The goal here is to test creative performance across 3 core audience types. One ad set uses a broad interest stack, meaning layering categories like skincare, beauty, and wellness. Another targets a 10% lookalike of previous purchasers. And the last one is completely broad, only filtered by gender and age if necessary. Okay. Now, how I structure the ad sets, each creative is tested in 3 separate ad sets, one for each of those audiences. So, for example, if I'm testing 10 creative variations, I'll end up with 30 ad sets. Okay, that's one creative multiplied by 3 audiences. Okay, duplicated across the board. So, and I use ABO here to control budget at the ad set level and give each variation a fair shot. So this structure gives us super clean data and helps me see exactly what's performing both by creative and audience. Okay. Now, scaling. So if a creative performs well across all 3 audiences, it's a universal winner. I move it into an Advantage Plus campaign for scaling. But if it only works in one audience, like interest stack, for example, I keep it in that ad set and scale it there without forcing it elsewhere. All right. Then I set up 2 lean retargeting campaigns. All right. One, middle of funnel, includes people who engaged with our ads, visited the site, or watched the videos. The other one, bottom of funnel, includes add to cart, initiate checkout, returning users, the high intent segment. So, and both of these also use the sales objective, optimized for purchase. Okay. Now, on the Google side, I build the strategy around the same objective sales, and the foundation is Performance Max. But instead of stacking everything into one asset group, I create multiple teamed asset groups. One for, based on my research, one for Glow From Within. This is focused on beauty and skin transformation. One for anti-aging, another for joint support, and so on, based on the final research that I'm gonna do. Okay. Each group includes lifestyle visuals and UGC headlines, descriptions, and videos, all aligned to a theme. Okay. I also layer in audience signals like site visitors, converters, and product interest that is available. And for YouTube top of panel, what I do, I run skippable in-stream video ads and shorts with UGC style storytelling. Okay. I set up multiple groups based on different targeting layers. First, in-market audiences like beauty, skincare buyers. Custom intent audiences like people searching collagen supplement. Similar audiences based on converters and engagers. Okay. Then I add search campaigns. Okay, 2 search campaigns principally. One, branded search campaign that catches anyone searching for us after seeing an ad on Meta or YouTube, and a non-branded search campaign that is split into 2 ad groups by intent. Okay, one for supplement-related keywords, one for problem-based terms like reduce wrinkles, and one for comparison searches like collagen powder versus gummies. Okay, so all of this, in short, Meta is where I lead with creative and storytelling. Google fills in the gaps with shopping intent, branded capture, and YouTube serves as a second wave of awareness. So, and together it builds a full funnel engine. Okay. Moving on now to the second step, which is the audience testing. So, for testing at the top of funnel, I keep it simple and clean. I use three audience types on Meta: broad, lookalike, and interest stack. And each creative gets its own ad set. I always use ABO, ad set budget optimization here, to make sure spend is controlled and I'm not screwing results, okay? The goal is to let the creative do the targeting. So instead of over-segmenting or trying to guess who will respond best, I write and design ads that speak directly to specific personas. Okay, you got me? And for example, one video might speak to beauty-conscious women in their 20s. Another might focus on joint support for women in their 40s. Another one might be about taste and ease for busy moms. This way, Meta figures out who should see what, and the message leads the targeting. Okay, so this is clear now. For retargeting audiences, okay. So for retargeting audiences, the middle of funnel includes people who visited the site, watched our videos, or engaged in the last 7 to 30 days. And bottom of funnel includes ATC, add to carts, checkout abandoners, returning users, and even our email list segment if available. Okay. Now, on the Google side, I build audiences around each campaign type, okay? So for Performance Max, I use audience signals like past site visitors and purchasers to guide the algorithm early on, but from there, Google's machine learning and creative assets take over, okay? And for YouTube, I set up ad groups by targeting. I set up ad groups by targeting type. For example, in-market shoppers, custom intent audiences based on research searches, and similar audiences built from converters. That gives each video a focused but scalable path. Okay. And for search, I run branded and non-branded campaigns. As I said, branded capture high intent searches for the products. Non-branded is split by keyword teams. Let's say one for supplements, one for problem-based terms, and another for comparisons. So yeah, so we are aligning messaging tightly with what people are actually searching for. Okay. Now moving on to the third step, which is budget allocation. So let's talk about how I would distribute the budget. We are working with a total of $500,000 per month. That breaks down to $400K to Meta and $100K to Google, as mentioned. So on Meta, 240K goes to top of funnel testing and prospecting. This is where we launch and iterate creative, okay? And 100K goes into Advantage Plus for scaling those proven winners, as discussed. And 40K supports retargeting in middle and bottom of funnel, okay? And lastly, 20K is reserved for creative testing reserve, okay? So we can keep the pipeline fresh, okay? This is always reserved. Then on Google, a 60K goes to Performance Max, and 15K goes to top of funnel YouTube campaigns, and another 15K goes to branded search, and lastly 10K goes to non-branded search, okay? So now what I want to say is I want to be clear, we are not throwing all $500K in one day, on day one, okay? So we scale into this spend over time. I ramp up budget as creatives winners emerge and we see stable performance. That's what allows us to stay efficient while scaling, okay? And now moving on to the fourth step, creative testing and strategy. So coming up next is one of the most important parts of this plan, okay? So the creative testing and strategy. This is absolutely central to how I approach performance marketing, okay? Now, let's start with meta ads first. The way I test is in three phases. First, phase one, which is days 1 to 3, is where I launch creatives across those 3 top of funnel audiences. Each creative gets its own ad set using ABO. So I can get clean performance comparisons, okay? Phase 2 is days 4 to 5. I begin analyzing early signals like CPM, CTR, thumb stop rate, which is the 33-second video play rate per impressions, add to cart as well, initiate checkout conversion rate, and ROAS. Then in phase 3, which is from day 6 and beyond, I start scaling strong performance and pausing weak creatives, also rotating in new variations based on learnings, okay? And in terms of budget at this stage, each ad set starts at about 100 to 150 per day, and here's why. Based on a $60 AOV, average order value, and a 2% conversion rate, that spend level allows us to reach about 2 to 3 times the AOV within 3 to 4 days. I hope it's clear, okay? That gives us statistical significance to judge whether a creative is worth scaling or not, okay? And with that being said, when judging performance, here are the benchmarks I use. So, the CPM, if over $30, this might suggest weak creative engagement, okay? The CTR, below 1%, tells me the hook or message isn't working. The CVR, conversion rate, under 1.5% usually signals a disconnect between ad and landing page. ROAS below 2 after 3 days means it's probably not worth scaling, especially since the client goal is at least a 2x blended return. I also look at thumb stops. I also look at thumb stop rate and early engagement in the first 3 seconds. Okay, so if a creative hits at least 2 or 3 of these, I take that as a green light to scale it. Okay, and with that being said, talking about scaling, I scale in 3 ways. Okay, first is Advantage Plus, where I move in any creative that worked across all 3 top of funnel audiences. That's our universal winner, okay? And it's ideal for broad algorithmic scaling, okay? This is good. Second is vertical scaling, where I increase budget by 20 to 30% every couple of days if ROAS is stable, of course, okay? And third is horizontal scaling, where I duplicate the creative and adapt it with a new hook, angle, audience, or format, or even shift it to to middle or bottom of funnel campaigns. Okay. So now let's talk about the same process, but for Google Ads. On Google, my testing approach is tailored for 2 key formats: Performance Max and YouTube campaigns. Okay. Here's how I break it down. Phase 1. Phase 1 is days 1 to 3. I launch initial video creatives into YouTube top of funnel campaigns and asset groups into Performance Max campaign. In phase 2, from days 4 to 6, I evaluate early signs of performance like view rates, cost per view, CTR, and overall conversions. Okay. Phase 3 kicks in after day 7. This is where I refine asset groups based on what's working. I might create new teams inside Performance Max or launch new YouTube variations. Okay. And for the budget, okay. For the budget, I start Performance Max campaigns with around $100 to $200 per day. That's typically the range I have found effective to give Google's machine learning enough room to optimize across shopping, display, YouTube, and more. Okay. For YouTube top of funnel, I usually begin with $50 to $100 a day. Okay. Depending on how many video creatives we are testing and how the ad groups are segmented, like in market, custom, like in market, custom intent, or lookalike audience. Okay. And for branded search, I start small here, so around $30 to $50 a day, since it's low volume but very high intent. The goal here, is to make sure we are capturing the demand that we are generating from other channels like Meta and YouTube. And then for non-branded search, I recommend $75 to $100 a day, split across a few tightly teamed ad groups. For example, one for product terms, one for problem-based keywords, and another for comparisons. So that structure lets us test early while staying focused on high-intent queries. Okay. And yeah, for the benchmarks, yeah, just like Meta, I have benchmarks I follow for evaluating Google performance. So YouTube video rate, the first thing, I aim for 25% or higher here. And cost per view below 0.05 is strong for top of funnel videos. CTR anything over 1.5% in performance max ads is a good sign of mid funnel engagement. Conversion rate, I expect 2% or more on especially on bottom of funnel traffic. And of course, I look at ROAS with a goal of hitting 2x or more based on the blended ROAS target from the brief. So if assets underperform after 5 to 7 days, I pause or replace them. Okay. And for scaling Google Ads, for me, it happens in 3 ways. For Performance Max, I raise budget 20 to 30% every week if ROAS holds. I also break out new assets groups based on best performing teams. Okay. On YouTube, I increase budgets on videos that drive conversions and test with layered audiences like custom intent or in-market segments, okay? And I also repurpose meta winners into Google, so this saves production time and ensures message continuity. I just tweak the format, pacing, or visuals to fit YouTube environments, okay? You know? Okay. So, now, moving on to the second section of the 4th step, which is the creative plan of the first month. Now, I want to I want to walk you through what the actual creative production would look like in the first month. Let's start with Meta. Okay, I would build out 5 core angles based on my research. Glow from within. This is focused on beauty transformation. Age gracefully. This is anti-aging angle. Joint support and recovery. This is physical functional benefits. Wellness habits. This is daily ritual positioning. No pills needed. This focus on taste, simplicity, and routine building. Okay. For each angle, I would write 2 to 3 different scripts, and for each script, I would produce 2 to 3 variations. So we are looking here at a total of 20 to 45 unique creatives to test across our funnel in different formats. And with that being said, some of the formats I would include are UGC testimonials, skit style relatable ads, product demos, review compilation montages, lifestyle b-roll with voiceovers. And here's how I map this across the funnel, okay? Top of funnel, I map it with hooks, benefits, emotion, first storytelling, middle of funnel with educational, credibility building and how it works as well. And bottom of funnel with scarcity, urgency, bundles, offers, and proofs as well. Social proof. So let's now talk about Google. Now, I don't rebuild everything from scratch. I use what works on Meta as the foundation. Okay, so here's how I adapt that. For YouTube video ads, I use UGC reviews and transformation stories. I keep videos between 15 to 35 seconds most of the time. I add benefit-focused voiceovers and pacing adjustments for YouTube, okay? And I cut down long videos into punchy edits for YouTube Shorts. For Performance Max Assets groups, I use static lifestyle shots and product close-ups, and I add short-form copy that mirrors our hooks or credibility claims. And I use the UGC and skit videos as video assets, okay? Also, I group asset teams by benefits like glow, joint relief, or daily habit, okay? The message mapping for Google is similar. Top of funnel, this focuses on visual transformation and emotional appeal. Middle of funnel adds more education and comparison style messaging. Bottom of funnel use urgency, reviews, and value stacking. So I'm using the same strategy across channels, but tailored to the strength of each one, okay? So next up, I want to walk you through the sample top of funnel video ad and how I think about creative direction. So I want to say before jumping into lines and hooks, I always start with the creative philosophy, especially for top of funnel. For me, that means emotion-first marketing. I want people to feel something right away, okay? Whether it is curiosity, confidence, or relatability. Because that's what stops the scroll. Once we have earned that attention, then we move into benefits and logic, okay? So the angle I'm building in this concept is around what is called glow from within, and it's designed for beauty-focused women around 25 to 35 years old. It's shot in a UGC style vertical format, quick, relatable, and performance optimized. So, as you can see, the ad opens with a natural, no makeup selfie moment, showing confidence and transformation. Then it connects to a relatable problem, introduces the product in a casual way, and shows before and after style results. And it ends with a direct CTA to drive action, of course. And to help visualize the tone and structure, I have embedded this real world example. So yeah, you can just click it. Let me check. Okay, yeah. So it's a UGC style beauty. It's a UGC style beauty ad that closely mirrors the feel and message I would go for. So you can click and watch it directly from the slide to see how it comes to life. Okay, now to the last step. Next, I'll wrap up with the key KPIs I track, so how I measure performance and how I iterate based on results, okay? All right, so step 5, KPIs and performance tracking. I track 4 4 core KPIs here. And I look at them in combination, not just isolation, or not just in isolation. And here they are. First, the CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions. If this is high, it usually means the creative isn't engaging or thumb stopping enough. That's a creative issue, okay? Not necessarily targeting, but also there are other factors that affect the CPM as well. The CTR, if this is low, it tells me that the hook or message isn't strong. So I look to sharpen the opening line or make the visuals more scroll stopping, okay? The conversion rate, this shows whether the landing page is doing its job or not. So if the CTR is good but CVR is low, then there is a message mismatch between the ad and the landing page, okay? Now the average order value, if this is low, I explore bundles or post-purchase upsells and cross-sells to raise it, as you know, and this has a big impact on ROAS if we can do it. And for tooling, I use Meta Ads Manager with custom columns for all metrics I need. And you can see I included this screenshot from one of my ad accounts that showcases the custom columns I usually use for e-commerce. And also Google Ads platform and GA for deeper site behavior insights. Shopify to validate conversion rates and ROAS with actual order data. And of course, Triple Whale to see blended ROAS and cross-channel attribution, okay? So here's how I work with those numbers. I don't judge a creative after one day, okay? I let the data stabilize, usually over 3 to 5 days, depending on spend. I look for patterns, not just spikes. If a creative gets a strong CTR but no CVR, I don't scale it. If it has both, that's a winner, of course. And when something is working, I move fast to scale. If not, I dig into the why, and either I fix it or replace it, okay? So yeah, at the end of the day, everything loops back to the creative and the offer and how well we understand the customer. And my job as a growth marketer is to take all the moving parts, data, strategy, creative, and execution, and turn them into a performance system that scales profitably and consistently, okay? So yeah, that's it. And yeah, I have put a lot of thought into the strategy, not just to check the boxes, but to really build something that reflects how I think and how I operate. And it took me time, late nights, and a lot of mapping things out. But honestly, I really enjoyed it. This is the kind of work I love doing. And I'm really excited that I got to put it all together and finally share it with you. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to the opportunity to speak more soon. Thanks.